So after Syracuse plays Houston on Monday, win, lose, or draw, we know who Syracuse will play next Tuesday, and that is Kansas. Now, on the surface, you would think that this is a very tough game. And I'm not here to sit here and downplay that it won't be a tough game for Syracuse. And quite frankly, Syracuse does not deserve to take any opponent lightly, given their recent track record right now. But Darryn Peterson, a star freshman for Kansas, did not play against Duke the other day. I don't know if he's going to be able to go in Vegas. So if Darryn Peterson can't go for Kansas, all of a sudden this really does become a winnable game for Syracuse. So Neil, instead of asking you how do you think Syracuse matches up against Kansas, do you think that this is a must-win game for Syracuse?
It's so hard to talk about like must wins this early in the season. I don't think it's a must win in terms of like if they lose to Houston and Kansas, maybe they get a win in their third game. Like even if they go 1-2 in Vegas, like is their season over? Are they not making the NCAA? You know, all that. I don't think it's for that. I think it's more up here. They need to show that they can play with these top teams and that they can play with these top teams either on the road or at neutral sites, not just, home, although their home record isn't always great in recent years either. Kansas has 2 losses already. They lost to North Carolina, and they lost on Tuesday night in the Champions Classic to Duke. And to your point, Darryn Peterson didn't play against Duke. He didn't play against Princeton over the weekend. He held a Syracuse offer back in the day. I don't know how, involved Syracuse was with him, but he, at least, I feel like he was number 1 in the 2025 class, according to at least one recruiting service. It was either him or the guy from BYU, and obviously the Boozer guy was up there from Duke. But I think Kansas, frankly, is beatable even with Darryn Peterson. That doesn't mean Syracuse is going to beat the Jayhawks, and you never want to take Kansas lightly. Bill Self's teams, come on. But let's say that Syracuse loses to Houston. Okay, and maybe they put up a good fight and they lose by less than 10 points. And then they play Kansas and Darryn Peterson isn't there. I think thinking about it more, Jackson, I feel like it is kind of a must win. And again, in terms of they don't have Darryn Peterson, this is an opportunity to beat. Well, Kansas might not be ranked at that point because they, the new poll, but to beat an elite program at a neutral site. Now, obviously, the committee and all they look at with Peterson's not playing and all that stuff. But again, for Syracuse's like kind of mental psyche, it would be a really important win for them. And we don't know the third team, and then they've got Tennessee after that, but they can't go 0-4 in this stretch, brother. Like that's the bottom. That is a must. If we talk about like musts in terms of their psyche, in terms of their postseason resume, this is the non-conference portion of it. Obviously, they can't go 0-4 in that 3-game stretch plus Tennessee. That's what I would say. Yeah,
I will sign up for 2-2 right now.
Yeah, no, totally.
I'll sign up for it. Whether it's so it's the first 2 games in Vegas that we know. Yeah. The third game, which we don't know, but there will be a third game.
And the field is loaded.
SEC challenge against Tennessee. Those 4 games, if you go 2-2, and then you coast the rest of the way in your non-conference,
you're 11-2.
You're 11-2 heading into conference.
That's good.
You're in decent shape.
Absolutely.
Because I think that the ACC is better this year. So your record is going to be a little bit more respectable than what it was last season in the eyes of the committee. Agreed. Meaning, if you can win around 20 regular season games,
you'll be in the hunt.
You may have a shot at making the tournament, whereas last year, winning 20 games for ACC teams, I mean, they just didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and as you know, they're playing 2 less ACC. They're playing 13 non and then 8. Yeah, so I agree. If they were 11-2 in the non-conference, they go to Duke, they go to Louisville. I can't remember if they go to NC State or not, but they have North Carolina home and home. They have Virginia, Miami might be pretty good. We'll see. 11-2 would be great. 11-2 would be great. I don't know if that's wishful thinking or not. Is that realistic? Do you think that's realistic?
I think it is somewhat realistic, but it's going to be very, very challenging because here's the thing. I'm looking at KenPom right now. Kansas is sitting at Thursday or not. That was a really weird sentence. I need to wipe that away from my mind. Kansas
30
is sitting at 30.
Okay,
I knew KenPom right now. Now let me look at where Syracuse is.
They were like 58 before the Monmouth game.
No, they were 48. But now they're 53. They didn't drop as much as you think.
I thought that was more, yeah.
You can win that game, Syracuse. You're allowed to beat a good team that's ranked ahead of you. We're not asking, I mean, it would be nice, but we're not asking Syracuse to go out and beat Houston.
Right.
Can you beat Kansas? Can you especially beat Kansas if they don't have Darryn Peterson?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they are not an unbeatable team. This is not Kansas where they're top 5 in the nation and they're going to win their conference easily. This is a beatable Kansas team.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely. Yeah, they got another former Syracuse recruiter on their roster, Marco Jackson. Yeah, but no, they're okay. I mean, they're a decent team, but they shoot 49% from the field, 33% from 3. But they're definitely beatable. They're beatable, but they have talent. Like, I don't want even without Darryn Peterson, it's not like this would be a cakewalk for Syracuse.
No.
So yeah,
I'm not expecting. I wasn't like, oh yeah, now that they don't have Darryn Peterson, let's blow out.
Oh yeah, no,
let's just win the game. Let's just win. Let's get a nice, good win against a still pretty
solid
decent
team.
Kansas team
that
we know is going to be in the NCAA tournament.
Sure,
they'll figure it out. It's Kansas. They got too much talent. They'll eventually probably get back Darryn Peterson.
Right.
And so it's kind of a way for Syracuse to steal a cheap resume building win, because how many people are actually going to remember when we're talking about tournament resumes in March that Darryn Peterson did not play in that Syracuse game? How many people are actually going to remember?
Syracuse fans won't really care. It's Kansas fans are going to, obviously, when they get close to March Madness, it will be like, okay, well, the committee needs to, look at our record with Peterson, without Peter, like that. But Syracuse fans, no, we beat Kansas. Yay. That's part of our resume. Great. And we want, I mean, frankly, I want Peterson to play, because I feel like if Syracuse beats Kansas with Peterson playing, it's like better for their resume. But if he doesn't play and they win, I ain't going to cry about that either.
You know what? I don't wish injury upon anyone. So I do genuinely hope that he does play.
Right. Right.
But if he doesn't play,
they got to take advantage of that.
It's not my problem. Like, take advantage of it. Go win the game. Like, go win. This is your
Starling missed a few games. He missed 7 games last year. Donnie missed.
Nobody cried over Syracuse last year when J.J. Starling didn't play and Donnie Freeman missed half the season.
Yeah,
go win. This is your opportunity now.
Yeah,
Darryn Peterson is one of probably the 5 best players in the nation. He may not play against Syracuse. If he's not playing, Syracuse needs to win that game. Great. You want to prove that you're a tournament team, beat a Kansas team that's already lost twice.
Yeah.
Without Darryn Peterson.
Yeah.
Because if you can't beat Kansas without Darryn Peterson, I'm going to really start downing Syracuse. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just going to sit here and say, you know what? I understand Kansas has talent. I understand Kansas is a good team. But if you want to be a tournament team, you got to beat good teams.
You know who I didn't – I was just going to say, I just happened to look this up. You know who they played in their first game out in Vegas?
Who?
Kansas? Notre Dame. That's interesting. Interesting, right? I'll definitely be curious about that. Yeah.
I'm going to be like Curious George on that one. But can we talk about the draw for a second here? How is it that Kansas gets Notre Dame and Syracuse? Meanwhile, we get Houston and Kansas.
I don't know. I mean, part of it is it's not like your traditional tournament. It's like they don't the bracket, like they have to do it in a certain way. So they, it's considered a multi-team event, and I don't know all this stuff because they're giving away NIL money, or not giving away, but there's NIL funds. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm fascinated by who Syracuse will play third. I'm hoping for St. John's. Isn't St. John's in it?
They are, I think. And
I just want to see them play Rick Pitino. Like, whatever.
You mean the guy who should have been coaching Syracuse?
Right.
Oh, sorry, had to go there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let people in on a little secret.
Yeah.
They were never going to hire Rick Pitino.
Never.
It was never going to happen.
That was not
because they were never going to let go of Jim Boeheim to go hire another old head coach. Whether it's the right move, whether it was the wrong move. In hindsight, it was definitely the wrong move not to hire him.
Wow.
They were never going to do it. It was never a remote possibility of it happening. They were never going to consider doing it.
Yeah.
And no, that's no disrespect to Adrian Autry, who could have a fabulous year this season. I'm rooting for him.
It's
but
well,
you know,
trying to compare him to Rick Pitino, who's won multiple titles. Yeah, it's just like not. Yeah, but they weren't.
Neil, any last thoughts?
No, I just, we'll see if Betsey's back, and should be fun out in Vegas. And like you said, I hope they go 2-2 in their next 4 games. That's it.